Anonymous sources close to the Trump administration have been telling major media outlets that they are close to the Trump administration but wish to remain anonymous. The sources tell journalists that sources in the FBI are telling journalists that they are in the know about investigations of the Trump administration that anonymous sources close to the administration are telling journalists they are in the know about. One knowledgeable source familiar with other knowledgeable sources told reporters close to sources in the know about the Trump administration that reporters had sources within the FBI close to investigations into sources in the know about the Trump administration. The source asked not to be named for fear his mother might find out he had used her phone to make a long-distance call, whereupon she might force him to get a job again. Sources familiar with sources in the Oval Office say the office sources are anonymous, but in the know about conflicts within the Trump administration. The sources say that sources close to Steve Bannon tell sources close to Reince Priebus that Priebus is now on the outs with Bannon, who in turn is on the outs with Trump, according to anonymous sources close to Trump, who wishes to remain anonymous, but can't because he's president of the United States. Sources with ties to Capitol Hill met with reporters who wish to remain anonymous in the same parking garage where sources in the Nixon administration told reporters that Trump's firing of James Comey was the same as Nixon's firing of Archibald Cox, according to sources close to Comey who wish to remain anonymous. The sources in the parking garage then parked the reporters' cars and received a $2 tip from reporters who wished to remain anonymous, according to anonymous sources. Washington Post reporters now say intelligence sources close to the Washington Post tell anonymous sources that Trump revealed intelligence sources to the Russians, according to Russian sources close to the Washington Post sources close to their sources in intelligence. The story from the anonymous sources comes hard on the heels of a story from anonymous sources saying Trump fired sources close to Comey for reporting that Comey sources were investigating ties between sources close to the Trump administration and the Russian sources who wish to remain anonymous. The anonymous sources in the FBI confirm that the sources within the intelligence community are reliable, but wish to remain anonymous since the intelligence sources are anonymous, and why should they get to be anonymous if the FBI sources can't be anonymous? It's just not fair. The Washington Post confirms, however, that their sources are reliable according to sources within the Washington Post who wish to remain anonymous. The result of all these stories is an immense constitutional crisis that is sure to end with Trump's impeachment and the appointment of Hillary Clinton to the presidency, according to sources within the imaginations of journalists who wish to remain anonymous because they're imaginary. This is mainstream media news. Trigger warning, I'm Andrew Klavan, and this is The Andrew Klavan Show.